increase any flow of water? Because right now, the way it is that there is restriction. And I think you've seen that. So the restriction is still going to be on our side of the creek, on the bridge. Because of all the growth, the trees and tree stumps and everything else that's in there, it's going to restrict your flow, I would think. And I just wondering how far you were going with this. Are you just going to the bridge or are you going further with it? As far as the grading?
We're only going to the bridge and we're doing some riprap on the east side. Now, if you feel that there's restriction because there's tree stumps in there, you can submit a request for maintenance with, I would say, Central Elgin in this case, Municipality of Central Elgin, and they will come out and they'll look at it and they can do maintenance. They can remove that stuff. And the costs associated with that will be assessed to the entire upstream watershed area, which is quite a large, this is on the screen, but it's quite a large area. It goes all the way over to, Highway 3 and all the way, it takes in south side of Highway 3. There's a lot of land area that comes in.
So my neighbors will be paying for all this.
We are up, generally, most of the upstream landowners will be paying for that. But you can request that, and because it's a drain and not a creek, you have the right to request that.
And I don't have a problem with it the way it is. I'm just concerned about what's going to be on the other side of that bridge and what's on our side of the bridge. Is it going to restrict flow? That's all. Hopefully it won't then. Okay, thank you. Jim?
Other questions or comments from anybody here or anyone online? Come on up.
Mr. Street, your last comment about putting in a request for maintenance that would then be assessed to all affected owners. We're here having this conversation, asking these questions on account of the Yarmouth Yards development that had before tonight or whenever this all started, we would have never been putting in this request for maintenance. How does that not fall upon the owner that is, how does that cost not get assessed to that owner going forward?
Well, it's because because we're here tonight to consider the Norman Drain. So that's a new bylaw. And that only goes from the industrial park where the stormwater management pond is down to the creek. Okay. Yeah, no, it just honestly just goes to the east.
Right at my house, right at the Boss Culvert Tower.
Yeah, but our drain only goes to the west side,
Sure, yeah,
west side. That's it. So that, if this passes tonight, it's one of the steps. We have 2 more steps. We'll have a bylaw under the Drainage Act. The other drain, which is the Norman Drain that goes right by your house, right? That is a separate bylaw under the report. So now if there's something that happens that they need to do as part of this, then they'll do that. But general maintenance, if somebody says, you know what, I don't like the brushing on the channel, I think it needs to be improved, that will be under the Norman Drain, because there is a separate plan and report, and they can't work on it other than what's associated with these works. If somebody wanted all the stumps removed out in the future, they want it all brushed, or they wanted to clear it all out, that would have to be addressed under that report, because that's what the bylaw says.
If there is problems.
We're not catching what you're saying for part of the report.
Sorry, sir.
No worries.
I feel as though that will be a major bone of contention if there are problems going forward.
Yep.
Given, I don't know historically how many requests for maintenance and how much concern there has been, but anything from this point forward leads everyone to point the fingers at the Yarmouth Yards. And let's be honest, rightfully so. I'm not opposed to growth and development. That's not the purpose of me being here. I think it's great for the community. It's going to be a lot of years of good jobs coming out of it.
Yeah.
But as a landowner, I'm also not willing to be bulldozed by major corporate, and that's why I have to be here and be heard.
Well,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you've been there 18 years, right?
Yeah.
Did you know you could request maintenance in your drain?
I'm
I didn't know that
learning
till
things
tonight
every
either.
day.
I'm learning it, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't conservation.
Yeah. But
So,
the,
we bought property was never referred to as a drain.
Yeah.
Never.
the Conservation Authority, we do maintenance on drains all the time. I would say open channels like that, probably on average every 10 to 15 years. They come along, brush it, clean it, but it's on a request basis. It's not done where they just put it in a schedule and they say, 15 years from now, I'm going to come and do this.
Yes.
It's on a request basis, but it is a municipal drain and you do have rights, and especially on an existing municipal drain, because unlike a new drain, there's requirements for the petition to be valid. You have to have a certain number of percentage of landowners, or you have to have the air requiring drainage. There's all these tests, but on an existing drain, it only takes one landowner to request an improvement. So you could request an improvement to the drain as it stands now and, have somebody investigate whether they can go a little further downstream or maybe adjust the box culvert to reduce the flooding on your lands. And by the way, the costs for crossing a road are not accessible because changing a box culvert is quite expensive, right? You can imagine it's a lot of money. Those costs are assessed to the land, to the road authority because they're considered an obstruction to drainage.
further questions or comments or discussion? I want to make sure we've asked them all. Come on up. If you have another, I'd like to make sure we ask them tonight, then go home and go, wish I'd asked that.
Walking up here, but,
That's gonna happen.
Barb Jensen. When is this all gonna start? When do we expect it? Because we've had so many things happen around our area. And we have to go ask what's going on and nobody ever knows. I think they're trained to tell you that. But we have people walking all over our property all the time and we have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
So be nice to know when you're gonna start all this.
All right.
To answer that question, the work is currently tendered out right now. So it's just for the contractor that's working in that general area of our Yarmouth Yards project. So it's tendered, it's ready to go. However, there's this wonderful train track in the way that I need to get CN's permission and final blessing on the works. They've been Councilor Peter said it well.
Yeah.
We're working with them, trying to get an answer from them. Like they generally are, what we're gonna do when we put that culvert in, we have to actually open cut the tracks, like open it right up to do it because it's so big. So when we do that work, we need a blessing from them. We got to get a 3-day window to do that work and make sure, because there's goods that go back and forth. So it's gonna take us some time to nail them down to get a date. We're very hopeful to get it done this year, but we aren't gonna be out there in the next couple of weeks or months. You got some time, so we'll
Weeks or months?
we won't be out there. I said we won't be out there in the next couple of weeks or months. I imagine it's gonna take us some time. It'll probably be more late summer getting into that work.
I don't need a date, just need a
Yeah.
box.
Yeah, this year. This
Yep.
year, hopefully.
I love her.
Too big. Box, can't do it. So only that type of, the style pipe, you can't do that. You have to actually open cut it because it's a box culvert, so.
Councillor Kohler, you have a question or comment?
Question to Nathan, and I don't know, he might not want to answer this, but anyways, based on how the stormwater management's been described, any flow coming from this area basically sounds to me is going to be reduced from what's currently happening now.
Yeah.
So shouldn't impact the area anymore, but right now we know, and there's pictures of the impact. So based on what I'm hearing, should they be going to Central Alga now and having the problem that they're currently having addressed right now? Because what we're saying, there should be no added impact to it. If anything, it should be reducing what's happening, but there's obviously a problem already now that you're getting flooding right now. And maybe this request to have that drain improved will help that now prior to us even doing anything. And there won't be any confusion that, okay, what's happening now is because we've hooked into it.
For sure, through your worship to Councilor Kohler,
Yeah.
that would be wise. They are within their rights as landowners within the affected drainage area to make that request to have that maintenance and to have that looked at. So definitely within, it'd be a good idea for it to be investigated and filed it appropriately with Central Oregon, because that is where the bylaw lies and they are the be a controlling authority over the drain in that area.
All right. Thank you, Councillor Kohler. That's what I was thinking too, because I'm hearing what we're establishing, which should reduce the flow and not add to the issue at all. But because of an existing issue, we may want to, we'll have a chat with our neighbors too, but I guess it has to come from the landowner. Okay. Further questions, comments? Oh. Sure, but
Yeah, and it might be better to keep those and show them currently
yeah, that may be what you want to show to
to
the
Central
Central Elgin.
Elgin, because
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
be the ones that need to fix it. but,
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'll just check one more time. Is there anybody who's online that would like to make a comment or a question on the public meeting we're having tonight? I see a couple of people there. If you would like to ask a question, please hands up icon or *9 if you're on your phone. And if not, then please, if there's no more questions from council or questions from our public tonight, you've been great by letting us learn the same things as you're learning about the Norman Drain. So thank you. It may be information I may never use again in my life, but I've learned about it tonight. So it's great. In the opinion of the mayor, the public's been given fair opportunity to express their views and regarding the Norman Drain Branch A. It should be, and everyone has been given a fair opportunity to express their views. And if there are no further questions, please be advised that any person wishing further information on the actions of council regarding the Norman Drain Branch A, they should email customer service at customerservice@stthomas.ca. Provide your name and address. And those who do not have access to a computer and wish to be notified should call our customer service at 519-631-1680 extension 0 and provide the same information. This public meeting is now concluded. The provisional bylaw to adopt the engineer's report has been placed on council's agenda for consideration next Monday on June 9th, 2025. Thank you all for attending our public meeting tonight.